guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Opayemi and you're very much welcome. So I remember making a video as regards maternity benefits in the UK some weeks ago, and I actually promised you guys I was going to make a video showing you guys how much I earn now that I'm on maternity leave and everything relating to maternity pay in the UK, or should I say maternity pay in the NHS, because I work in the NHS. So let's just get started. So a quick background information: I'm a band 5 nurse and I work in the NHS, and so I also changed trust when I was about 26 weeks. Yeah, so I was 26 weeks when I changed trust. I moved from one employer to another employer, but of course still the NHS. I just thought to give you guys that background information so that you're able to manage the expectations properly. Anyways, so for you to even get maternity pay in the NHS, there's this eligibility criteria, right? So I'll be explaining the criteria to you, what you need to do to be eligible, to get the maternity pay in the UK. I have the documents here with me, but I also do a favor by showing you guys the documents so you can just read along with me. So for maternity, the eligibility criteria is 12 months continuous NHS service at the beginning of the 11th week before the expected week of childbirth. So in summary, what this just means is that 11 weeks before your expected due date, like the week of your delivery, 11 weeks before that time, you should have worked in the NHS continuously for 12 months, if you guys get what I mean by that. As regards entitlements, like I said in that previous video, you're entitled to 52 weeks of maternity leave in the UK. So even if you've not spent up to 12 years continuous NHS service before the 11th week of your EDD or your due date, or the week of your due date, you are still eligible for 52 weeks of maternity leave. Now, you don't have to take the entire 52 weeks, but I mean, you can have it if you want. So now, if you have less than 12 months NHS service but at least 26 weeks continuous service by the 15th week before your expected week of childbirth. Another criteria is average earnings greater than the lower earnings limit. So if you've spent less than 12 months in the NHS, you have to now meet up with these other two criteria. Either you have spent at least 26 weeks continuous service by the 15th week before your expected week of delivery, or you have average earnings greater than the lower earnings limit. So that's also another criteria, just in case you've not spent up to 12 months rather in the NHS. But regardless, like I said, you can take up to 52 weeks of maternity leave. So let's get to the pay, which is the whole essence of this video. Now, this is my own so in the NHS, what they do, I think about 26 weeks, 26 weeks, or even before that. Anyways, once your pregnancy has been established and your line manager is aware, I know it's usually from 26 weeks, but from 20 weeks anyways, they will give you like a guide. So they call it a quick guide to eligibility and entitlement. Just a guide, an explanation of what you're entitled to and what you're not entitled to. So when I was in my previous trust, I had already gotten one, and then when I got to my new trust, because I moved when I was 26 weeks, I got the same guide. So they pretty much give you the guide, and of course they will also send you a breakdown of what you're expected to earn when you're maternity, which I'll get into shortly. So now let's get to the pay. So it says the first 8 weeks you get full pay. The next 18 weeks you get half pay plus SMP. So SMP is the statutory maternity pay, right? The next 13 weeks you get SMP, and the next 13 weeks is unpaid. So this is just to say that the last 13 weeks of your maternity will be unpaid. So out of 52, like if you're taking 52 weeks for instance, the last 13 weeks out of those 52 will be unpaid. The first 8 weeks you get your full pay, which is roughly 2 months, right? The next 18 weeks after that you get half pay, however, plus SMP. The next 13 weeks you only get SMP, and the last 13 weeks will be unpaid. I hope that is explanatory enough. Now, in my own case, I actually requested to have my pay averaged over 1 year. So what this means is that I asked them to actually spread out my pay across 1 year. So like I said earlier, I actually read it out from the official document. The last 13 weeks is supposed to be unpaid. Now for me, I do not want to have a situation whereby those last 13 weeks I'll be penniless, like I would be stranded or whatever. So I actually asked them to average whatever I should have earned in those 9 months. I want to earn it in 1 year. I really hope you guys understand what I'm saying. It's like spreading your earnings across 1 year as against having all of it in 9 months. So that's what I asked them to do, and that is what is going on at the moment. So I just thought to give you that background information, especially because I'll be sharing what I'm earning right now. So you might be wondering why it actually appears a bit lower. That's because I've asked them to spread it out across 1 year. So if I were to have it in 9 months, it would have been maybe higher, if you guys understand what I mean. Now let's go to my own pay. There are 2 reasons why I may not be able to show you my actual pay slips. So one reason is because of the fact that the first 2 months of my maternity leave, I actually got my full pay before my trust was able to adjust the pay to what I actually asked for. So September and October I got my actual pay, so which means I was overpaid, right? So I really can't show you that because it's not like the true picture of what I should have earned in September and October of last year. Now this month, I'm filming this in July, so even my June salary, I got way more than I should have gotten because of the recent pay rise that we got after the strike action. The pay rise that we got, and I think we'll get it this month and next month, if I'm correct, June. So we got it in June, and I think we'll get it in July as well. So this is not like a true representation of what my actual maternity pay should have been if, for instance, I got the proper pay in September and October, and if there isn't any pay rise. So because of that, I would only be showing you the breakdown I got from my trust. I remember mentioning that earlier as well, that as soon as you're approaching your EDD, your trust will give you a breakdown of what you're supposed to earn in that period of time that you have requested to go on maternity leave. So here is mine, and I'll put it on the screen for you guys to see. Now I also need to mention that this is all gross. This is not net pay. This is gross pay, so don't mistake it for net. This is gross, meaning this is before tax and NI and pension have been deducted. So just take note of that. Anyways, so in September I was paid 887 pounds. I'm just approximating now. 887 pounds. Now guys, don't forget, September and October I actually got my actual pay, my normal salary. It was actually from November that they actually went back to what was prepared for me. So I was overpaid September and October, and I would have to refund them. Yeah, but let's just say this is what I got, right? So September I got 887 pounds. October I got 1,028 pounds. November I got 1,558 pounds. December I got 1,610 pounds. January I got the same amount, 1,610 pounds. February I got 1,454 pounds. March I got 1,610 pounds. April of 2023 now I got 1,558 pounds. May 2023, of course, I got 1,610 pounds. June I got 887 pounds. July I'll be getting 916 pounds, and August, which will be the last month of my maternity leave, I'm supposed to get 887 pounds. Like I said, all these are gross. That's gross. So after deduction of tax, national insurance and pension, the amount is not as high as this. So just so you know. And if you guys can see what I'm displaying on the screen right now, you would see that so full OMP, which is ordinary maternity pay. So September and October I got the full OMP. Do you get? And from October 2022 to March of 2023, I got half OMP, if you guys get what I mean, which is half of OMP. Do you get? And I actually started getting my SMP in addition to my OMP from October, and I got October last year, and I got that up until May this year. So So from October last year to May 2023, I got my SMP in addition to ALF OMP. So that brings me to what I explained to you guys earlier, that the first 8 weeks you're supposed to get your full pay. Like if you did not ask them to like average it out for a year, the first 8 weeks you're supposed to get your full pay, and the next 18 weeks you're supposed to get half pay plus SMP. The next 13 weeks after that, you only get your SMP, and the next 13 weeks should be unpaid. It will be unpaid except you want to get everything in 1 year. So yeah, that is what I've gotten so far as regards to my maternity pay. I actually have 1 more month to go, and that will be the end of my 52 weeks of maternity leave. So guys, I just thought to like explain to you. I'm sorry I couldn't like show you the actual pay slip, but that's because of the discrepancies I actually mentioned earlier, and I wouldn't want to confuse you guys. So but this breakdown I sent to you is like the official breakdown that my trust sent to me, and this would have been like the representation of my pay slip anyways, if not because of the discrepancies that happened, but of course they've been rectified. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you have comments, anything, questions really, let me know in the comment section. If you've been on maternity leave in the past or even at the moment in the UK, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about my maternity pay? Guys, don't forget, I'm a band 5 nurse. Well, as at the time I started my maternity leave, I was a band 5 nurse, even though I'm not anymore. But so this pay is based on band 5 nurse, and I was on top of band 5. So if you understand what I mean, so band 5 on top of band 5, and I work in the NHS. I really don't know how it is in other organizations, but I want to believe this should be like the same template used across other organizations in the UK. So thank you so much guys for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.